Let's have a look at links. I'll explain hard links and soft links. Let's look at the command line on how exactly it's used. In order to do my demo, I'll do ls-il on etc host. To file extra, host is going to be the starting point of this demo. Now ls-l gives you long listing and I gives you inode. Inode is the unique administration of the file. First, let's create a hard link. In a hard link, you just type ln followed by the source file, the original file you want to create, and then the destination file. In this case, it's going to be computers. Now, if I'm doing ls-il on etc hosts and computers to see property of both, then you can see it's marked in blue, which is a way of indicating it's a link. You can see the link counter is set to 2. You can see the inode that is exactly the same for both files. A hard link is like a secondary name for the same file, so there is no difference between the original file or the link you have created. See, that's how we created a hard link. Now, I will show you how to create a symbolic link. In order to create a symbolic link, what you need to do is ln-s source file, destination file. Now let's have a look at ls-il, where we can see how these files are different. Now what you can see is computers and etc source haven't changed at all, but you can see new computer points to the computer file and it has a new inode and permissions are wide open. And why are permissions wide open? Well, that's because permissions are only managed in destination file and not in this file. Now let's try something else and remove the computer's file. And how do we remove the computer file? We remove by rm-f computers. If you do ls-l again, you will see it says no such file or directory. Sorry, I messed it up. Now if you do ls-l again, what you'll see, it has turned black. And why it has turned black? And if you try to see the contents of new computers, we get no file or directory because the computer file doesn't exist. Now let's try something else. In order to do that, I want to be a normal user, and this normal user is going to link etc shadow to my data. So now what happens here is this is a new user in Rails 7. That a normal user gets filled to create a hard link, not because etc shadow doesn't exist, but because the normal user doesn't have permissions. See, it says operation not permitted. As you can see, no one has permissions on etc shadow. Well, in order to see that no one has permissions on etc shadow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do ls-l etc shadow. See, no one has permissions on etc shadow, and that's because hash passwords are stored in the etc shadow file. This is a new security feature in Rails 7. It will only link to the file that you have read permissions, and that's how you create hard links and